The Street and Dreams with Ludwig. A story written by Vladokaz. I have told you about the library, and I mentioned the street. Now I will tell you about it so that you can better understand what I meant, and also about dreams with a capital D. As I said, the street is a shared dream. A shared dream is shortened dream in texts with capital D. Dreams are worlds entered by dreaming. The world a human or beings like that enters when it sleeps is in the mind, the own personal world in the head. When one enters it, the mind is directly connected with the street. But how can one enter the street? Well, when you enter your dream and you know that you dream, you will see an anomaly, a weird thing not fitting thing into your dream. For example, a cubic red building in the forest or a waterfall in the ocean. Entering this anomaly will bring you to the next layer of your dream. Human dreams have 9 layers. 4 good dreams, 1 neutral, and 4 nightmares. This name describes them as best as possible, for they are different and dependent on the dream's host. After going to the end of the 9th layer, a hand may snatch you and drag you into the depths. That hand mustn't be feared, for if one does, it will probably throw you away and you will awake with a headache. The hand is one of the hands of a being known as Agza. Agza is the one with the endless amount of hands and arms, and he brings people to the street. After being snatched by him, you will awake at the street, and the street will maybe tear apart your sanity. But why will it? Well, the street is a dream everyone can enter, and it is an endless street. Nothing will ever go to the end of it, and you should keep this in mind. So now we are at the street. What now? You will probably wander it for a long time without seeing another path. This is not good. Being at the street for too long will damage severely your sanity, so don't wander for too long. I also mentioned the everlasting ones or endless wanderers. These are souls put into the street to wander eternally for no obvious reason. Maybe they will tell you a strange story or tell about themselves, but mentioning places that don't exist. You shall not listen to them. Their stories will steal your time and you don't want to lose it. Just walk away from them. Now, when you want to escape the street, you have to really want to see something else. A library, for example. Wanting to go to that kind of place will eventually bring another being called Shafrl to bring you to the next layer, the 11th. Then you escape the street, but don't think so easily. You are in the 11th layer now, but when you get to the end of the 28th layer, Agza will snatch you again, and you will see the street once more. This time though it will be different. Before, the street will look like if you would ask someone the question, "Hey, what does the street look like?" Just a street. But the second time the question would be, "Hey, what does an ancient road look like?" To the sides of the street, you will then spot ruins and columns here and there. Similar to when you come to the 61st layer, Agza will snatch you once more, and you will see the street. Different from the first or second, with the same endlessness and the feeling of lacking of time. What would a street made out of marble and silver look like? That's the question this time. Well, this covers the street, for I never came to the street a 5th time, and I don't believe that this would be good for me or someone else. It can be that someone was on the street a 5th time, but decides to enter the library. It will be the 62nd layer for him, but maybe the 11th for you. In this case, the person who enters the street for the 5th time will be very fast when you would come across him, and this is very dangerous, but there are some dreams that counter this. The library, for example, has no ceiling or walls to the left nor the right side. That is because of the possibility that someone who wandered deeper can't annoy the others. And now, I will also tell you about nightmares. Nightmares are most precious places ever. I love them and you should too, because being in there will grant you the very power everyone is looking for. These dreams are a special kind of dreams. These are these neutral dreams like the library, or good dreams like the shores of Savanara or the town Yari, but nightmares are the bad dreams. At least in the eyes of a casual human. They are murky, eldritch, and disturbing. Not cold though, as one would imagine. They can be warm and cold, for warmth is a nightmare for some people, and vice versa. Maybe a nightmare is a gigantic castle of eerie appearance with visual effects that do not make any sense, or it is a hot desert with endless dunes and chasms, or an icy field of endless spreads with frosty winds and heavy snowfalls. One thing nightmares have in common is the eldritch wisdom. Eldritch wisdom is simply explained knowledge that is obtained in the dreaming world, that is cast into one's mind, which it turn somehow enhances a person in intelligence or maybe physical abilities, and also these things in the waking world. And this makes eldritch wisdom such a dangerous thing to have, for it is bad for everything around the knowing person. Now the question is, what are also aspects of a nightmares? Well, nightmares contain all omnifarious manifestations of human feelings, especially fear, wrath, and despair. For example, I once saw a creature reminding me of a dog, but it looked furious, had gigantic claws and teeth. The howls were loud and deep, echoing for minutes. Or a thing that looked like human with a bent spine, arms twice as long as usual with long fingers, and a head in Leotherev was a droplet-shaped mass of eyes, and the whole body was filthy and blood red. In these words, one has to be at the maximum of his wariness. In these dreams, almost everything is possible, especially when the secrets are so particularly unseemly. But now I am speaking of secrets, so what kind of secrets could be so particularly unseemly that they are put into these horrible nightmares? Sometimes things happen in the waking world that are also cruel, eldritch, or grim in the eyes of the great ones, that they let Chan make a nightmare for this secret to put in, and, well, put it there. The great ones are the guardians of our world, and when people pray, their calls may be heard. I only know of one particularly unseemly secret. Once there was a small village at the sea with many moon angels, and at a place far away from that village there were people who believed that the blood and eyes of moon angels would grant them immortality and power. So they charged toward the village and killed almost everyone there, and the remaining prayed to Hraya, and she listened.